And I'm going to speak on a year amount for an NPP speaking about a year John Mahama and nominated 7 judges to the Supreme Court. Maybe listen to this audio, this video. Now, Mivia could enter NPP. With all due respect, majority of the people of the NPP, Jimmy. Now, and they saw me a press conference, and they decided to speak on John Mahama, the President of the Republic, nominating 7 judges to the Supreme Court. Now,
it's not about our party or parties. It's about protecting the institutional integrity of our republic. It's about drawing a line in defense of the Constitution. And it's about telling those in power, you may have your turn, but you do not own the state.
Thank you.
The framers of our Constitution understood that democracy without an independent judiciary is no democracy at all. That is why we are gathering on Monday, 5th of May, to say enough is enough. To say that the people of Ghana will not sit idly by while their courts are captured. To say that the power may change hands, but the Constitution must always stand. And to the people of Ghana, our fellow countrymen and women, we invite you to join us. This is not just about the few political parties determining to go on the streets. Of course, we are going on a peaceful demonstration. This is not Parliament's fight. It is a fight for every citizen who wants to live in a country where the law is supreme and no man, no matter how powerful, is above the law. We say that there must be an end to the division and the anger of the past. This government must tread with the greatest caution, always keeping tomorrow in mind when taking decisions today, because these decisions may shape future governance. If we continue down this path, we risk creating a culture of retaliatory politics, where successive governments are more focused on settling political scores than solving problems. Last but not the least, it is obvious that the bold attempt by Mr. President to nominate out of the blue 7 judges to the Supreme Court is the first major attempt at all that they have rehearsed, a 3rd term agenda. All that the NDC is doing, all that our president is doing through the advice of the hawks of NDC is to set a 3rd term agenda for his leadership.
The video you listen to, the first part of the video is not it's not important. Don't worry yourself. Afenyomakin was speaking on the latter part. He was speaking on President John Mahama electing 7 judges to the Supreme Court. Now, Afenyomakin himself NPP for Jimmy. Or himself NPP followers, no, they don't read, they don't think deep, they don't basically follow issues. Afenyomakin knows that majority of the NPP followers, no, the way I also ultimate junior some say now we try asama and the asam they know say NPP the followers are not deep enough to understand that. It's what he tried to do is say now they have a problem with the president nominating 7 judges to the Supreme Court. Now, there's one thing that they have stayed away from. So we study NPP for conversation, about the new judges who have been, at the end of the day, nominated or moved to the Supreme Court. The NPP, a single fault for any of the judges. You know why? The reason is that they know said judges na John Mahama appoint you. Sa judges they are cut for the job. They are the right judges who are supposed to be the Supreme Court. And if NPP of all parties, to make a judges nomination, but they could not cite one statement against any of the judges and say, where you end this thing, where they because of the reason they filed the court Supreme Court. They know for a fact to say, 7 judges, they are all cut for the job. In fact, to be very fair, They are all better than Madam Tokonu. They know. But they have stayed away from that conversation. They have stayed away from the credibility of the 7 judges. All that they are doing is they are selling messenger ebema omu base na sebio dodo na adwene form no to think say they are doing something good. Now you see today the NPP, they have a problem with They have a problem with Mahama nominating 7 judges. Before I go to the person mekano, remember I showed you this table. This is when NPP were in power, from Kufuor all the way to Kufuor. And the Oba Ghana Supreme Court, this is the picture. This is how it looks. So technically, this is an NPP Supreme Court. The NPP as a political party, they see nothing wrong with this. They believe, say, these judges are supposed to be there for them. And Madam Tokonu is supposed to be the icing on the cake. She needs to sit up there and be electing or appointing these judges to protect some of them when they are caught by the law. So the reason why they are screaming today, making so much noise, is all because they know, say, the court that they know belongs to them. No, today the court is becoming neutral. There are more judges who are independent-minded. They are coming to join the NPP squad to make decisions or sit on cases to do what? To help Ghana. So you need to understand why the NPP are making noise. You need to understand why today they are screaming all over the place. Now, maybe show the reason why. Every single Ghanaian must be very careful. Listening to the NPP. The NPP is a diabolic party. Also, and there more problem with the president nominating 7 people.
It is obvious that the bold attempt by Mr. President to nominate out of the blue 7 judges to the Supreme Court is the first major attempt at all that they have rehearsed, a 3rd term agenda. All that the NDC is doing, all that our president is doing through the advice of the hawks of NDC is to set a 3rd term agenda for his leadership. All that the NDC is doing, all that our president is doing through the advice of the hawks of NDC is to set a 3rd term agenda for his leadership.